My name's Marguerite Picard and I run an organisation called MELCA in Melbourne, and that's a centre where we help separating families and businesses in dispute to come up with solutions to the problems that they have. And we work in value pricing with interdisciplinary teams. So I'm a lawyer, but nowadays I always work with psychologists, child psychs and financial planners.
Where do you see the applications for AI in your world? Because I think it's extremely interesting because possibly other than, more so than other areas of law, yours requires, I would imagine, the human touch.
I think it does, and so for me that's one of the challenges and interests in learning about AI. There's some of what we do around money, decisions about property division and so on, and the continuation of businesses that could be really helped by some machine learning or tools, perhaps rather than AI itself. But I think when we're trying to develop creative options for people and predict human behaviour and think about people's capacity for negotiation and how they intersect with each other and with a professional team, I think that's a really big challenge. Fascinated to hear if anyone's got any ideas about how far we can go with that.
Do you think that today's been productive for you, and if so, has there been a particular insight that you've been grateful to get from the panellists?
Lots of them, but I was really fascinated with Dan Hunter's presentation. Love the idea of what he's doing at the law school at Swinburne and teaching his students to approach law in a completely different way. And I think there's some learnings for our business in that, in terms of the potential for psychometric testing and how far that could advance in terms of dynamics rather than individual psychometric testing, and dynamics between individuals as well as within large teams as well. So that's one of my standouts.
I was wondering if you could please talk to some of the people that you've met today and what the sort of audience has been like and whether that's also been a useful element.
I guess for me what's noticeable is that most of the discussion and most of the potential application seems to be around commercial law, and maybe that is the low-hanging fruit for AI because it seems that it's businesses or transactions that can be repeated are perhaps more predictable than they are where humans aren't involved in quite the same way. But I've been really impressed that there's some old people like me here as well as the young people. So I think it's been quite a varied audience, but also I think it's been really interesting to see that there are a number of people who are involved in heavily human intersection businesses like ours, insurance, personal injuries, domestic violence, and some of those areas where I think it is a really big challenge to think how AI can help.